Since it was announced that Stephen Colbert's show is going to be canceled next year, he's been spurging out, just constantly blaming President Trump for why his show's being canceled, as if he's so important the president would step and be like, I don't like this guy, get him off the air. But anyway, there's been a lot of people coming to his defense in this one, but it seems as if maybe South Park is actually the reason why he's no longer going to be on the air after next year. But before I get into that, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you can, leave a comment and click the like button too, because it really helps out the channel. All right, so I got this article pulled up from That Park Place going into details about it. Paramount picks South Park over Colbert. Trey Parker and Matt Stone get big comedy bucks. Late show done. And yeah, it's been no secret now at this time that Stephen Colbert's show has been losing the studio. What has it been reported, like $40 million a year? Meanwhile, you got South Park that's in negotiation with the same company producing it. And South Park is one of those shows, despite being on the air for over a quarter century at this time, is still wildly popular. So it seems like the studio's like, well, we could either lose money with Stephen Colbert or we can actually make more money with South Park. So they chose South Park. Paramount Global has resolved a tense standoff with South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, signing a 5-year, $1.5 billion deal for exclusive global streaming rights and 10 new episodes annually on Paramount Plus. Now, let me just reiterate that. Well, $1.5 billion 5-year deal for 10 new episodes of South Park and the exclusive streaming rights for it. I can see why, if they're trying to create some type of a deal for the South Park creators, that they might be looking to trim some fat elsewhere. Then they look at Colbert's show and they're like, well, people don't really watch late night shows like they used to, even though that's supposedly getting good ratings. It's not enough to justify the cost of the show. So maybe that's one area that they're decided, like, well, maybe we just don't need this void of all political implications whatsoever. The contract was finalized just in time for the delayed season 27 premiere, following public threats of legal action from Parker and Stone. This marks a significant alignment between creator demands and Paramount's content strategy, and it comes amid broader organizational upheaval. And then this article for a while kind of goes into what was going on with Stephen Colbert, a lot of the celebrities jumping to his defense, why he blames President Trump. Some people going so far as saying Trump is responsible for this because he was had a lawsuit with the studio as well that was settled for $16 million. And some people were saying that Stephen Colbert's shows getting taken off the air was also part of the deal, something behind the scenes, because they don't want to advertise that overtly. Trump didn't like Colbert. Supposedly this is what they're claiming. So he had the company take his show off the air as just kind of like a way to sweeten the deal. I mean, if that was the case, I don't know why they'd be waiting until next year. I would think that they would just do that now. But I don't know. This is just what's being claimed right now. But this whole idea that it's really just trying to make money for South Park seems a lot more plausible, especially given how we've seen the political climate kind of shift within the entertainment industry over the last several years, where a lot of companies that outright embraced a lot of this left-wing politics have realized that it's really not good for their bottom line. And while that might work to an extent in 2016 and maybe in election years, right now audiences have overwhelmingly rejected it. I mean, just kind of look at the ratings that they're supposedly touting. So this is for the all viewer demographics. This is the last reporting. So average viewers, 2.4 million. That's for Colbert show. And while that is ahead of everything else, every other one of those late night shows, the one that it's actually not ahead of is Greg Gutfeld's shows, which is a lot more of the conservative leaning one. Now, if you were to go down to the key demographics, age 18 to 49, you can see Colbert show is actually even less than Jimmy Kimmel. His is just 219, where Kimmel is 220. Gutfeld is 238,000. So it really does seem like a lot of this political heavy stuff is not really justified, because when they're spending $100+ million employing hundreds of people to work for a Colbert show, and he's only able to bring in 219,000 viewers within the key demographic every night, that's not really a good return. And I'm thinking they're looking at that and then also figuring like, how much can we actually expect to get from new South Park episodes as far as viewership and then having the exclusive streaming rights? How much can we expect to get from that? And even though South Park has dabbled into politics and has made their political commentary, one thing about it is it's not like Stephen Colbert, where once it gets taken off the air, people act like it's an attack on him because he's left-wing. South Park has been known to play the middle pretty well, attacking both sides fairly equally. And that's why it has a long-standing fan base amongst both sides of the political spectrum, except for basically the fringes. Everyone seems to like South Park. And when the studio is looking at where should we put our money, should we put our money in something that's only really appealing to the fringe group of the left wing, or should we put our money into something that's appealing to everyone except for the fringe groups on both the left and right? And it seems like that's the choice that they made. The juxtaposition of these two deals suggests Paramount may be shifting its focus towards less politically charged comedy. South Park, while known for satirical fire, delivers its critique through a cartoon lens, arguably detached from direct partisan targeting, making it more palatable to a broader global audience. In contrast, Colbert has been an overt critic of Trump and conservative politics, most recently labeling the Trump settlement a bribe. That's the settlement that the $16 million settlement that he had with the company that also employs Stephen Colbert. So that's probably not a smart thing to do either, which is attack your employer publicly. Nate Silver and South Park has mocked President Trump repeatedly, even through entire seasons. They are renowned for taking on all sides and not catering to any particular political point of view. And that's probably the reason why South Park gets this deal over Stephen Colbert when it comes to this situation. But in all honesty, we'll never know unless someone at the studio comes out and says that, yes, we canceled Colbert's show because Trump asked us to, and that was part of the deal, or Trump comes out and says something like that. It's really just speculation at this time. Right now, Stephen Colbert and a lot of the people defending him are basically just repeating what they've been repeating for the last, better part of a decade now, and that Trump is bad. No matter what he does, it's bad. But one thing I think would be kind of funny is if Trump actually did come out right now and be like, yeah, I got Stephen Colbert's show canceled. That was part of the deal. Then suddenly these people probably do a 180 and be like, no, you don't have that much power. You can't control us like that. You didn't do this. This was purely for financial reasons, like the studio said, because, like kind of like the old saying, like anything Trump does is the opposite of what they always say it's the opposite of what he is. I don't know if that's necessarily a saying or just kind of like how they respond to everything like that. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think this seemed more feasible in that the studio was just trying to free up money for the $1.5 billion deal that they had with the South Park creators? Or do you think they got rid of Stephen Colbert's show strictly for political reasons and not because of the fact that it has been losing tens of millions of dollars for them annually? Comment below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click the like button and share this video out there because it really helps out with the channel. Thank you.